And we're coming back to you live from our homes. I'm Sean.
And I'm Zach.
How's that? Was that good? Was that any good?
I mean, I've seen better.
Oh,
Gotta be honest. Like, I mean,
I
yeah.
I,
Starting this season off really low.
I know this is the first thing they're hearing. Just us being like, okay.
just disappointment. I mean, but really, that's what I am.
Isn't that what
so...
life? Isn't that what life is all about?
Let's go.
How was the first day of classes, Zach?
Well, my motivation was less than I thought it would be, so that was great. I had one class today, and it was only 50 minutes long, and but like it was in person, so I had to drive there and everything, and it was just so boring. It was, although I think the class itself will be fine. It's just I hate syllabus week, dude. It's just the worst.
It's tough, man. Yeah, it
and
is.
I have 3 syllabuses to go over tomorrow, so yes, dude.
Yay!
I'm thrilled. How does it feel to no longer be doing that, Sean?
Good.
I love the build up, the suspense, but good. It's fine. It's normal.
No complaints, you know. It just means life is work now. You know, when
The
life
best.
when life is work, all that's left is to twerk.
I can see the future of this semester already for Spicy Nuggs.
Me like smacking the microphone with the stick at first.
I mean, really, that's what I'm here for. So
I've been waiting to use this, man. Like I've been on the edge of my seat.
I'm glad I could be the reason that you get to use it. Really, that's the only reason we're doing it right now. So
well, and I even filmed something with Corby that won't be posted anytime soon because we need to film another part of it. But I filmed something with Corby, and I was like, I'm gonna use that in it. I'm gonna bring up the drum set, and it's gonna be so funny. Every time I make a dumb joke, I'm just gonna do that, and I forgot. So,
what do you mean you forgot, Sean?
I just forgot. There was a lot of moving parts in that video, so I just forgot. Like
Well, it's fine, but I'm just extremely disappointed, and my day's ruined now. So
that's what I'm here to do, man. I ruin people's days. That's what I.
you wake up, you're like, whose day have I ruined at this time? Who's the lucky person?
No, like last week, I went to work. I said probably one of the most depressing things I think I've ever said to anyone. Did I tell you about this?
No, what is it? No.
So my coworker, they were on break, and so there was like one of the high schoolers there in the morning, which isn't usually how it goes. I don't have to interact with them too much, but the last couple of weeks I did. Anyways, what were they talking about? Someone returned like one of those like, you know, like those dog bowls that like the dog has to like flick something up with their nose to get the treats. It's supposed to stimulate their brain or something. Have you ever heard of this stuff?
I'll pretend I have. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
sure,
definitely.
Whatever. It's
all the time.
It's not a difficult concept. It's supposed to stimulate their brain. And my coworker, she asked like, so does it work that way? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, oh, I thought like psychology major. And I was like, well, I mean like human psychology. I don't know, dogs. I don't know.
I mean, you learned about Pavlov.
Well, that's what she said. She's like, wasn't there some dude like in psychology like dogs? And I was like, oh, you mean Pavlov? And she's like, yeah. What about him? And I'm like, well, actually, Pavlov wasn't trying to study what his research.
Hey, that's not important. That we don't talk about.
He was trying to research something completely different. So that's what I said. And then I immediately followed up. I was so tired. I was done with life. All over, like it was just a bad day and a bad week and a bad morning. And I said, with a straight face, like completely meaning it, I was like, it just goes to show that none of your hard work or talent will actually matter in the end, because the only thing that matters is pure luck. And I said that to 17-year-old, and she went, "Oh," and my manager went, "Are we started that this early?"
I think what I love more about this story is that it's like it's expected. It's happened before.
Yeah. No,
it's just that time of day.
It's just like it's so much so quickly, and I was like, okay, I need to keep my mouth shut today. Like, whoa. It was like so.
Gotta check what I say.
No, like literally for the rest of that day, I was like, okay, you need to think before you speak because clearly you're not in the right mindset to just say whatever comes. Like, whew. Anyways, yeah. So I crushed that girl's dreams. Showed her the harsh realities of life.
You just gave her some existential crisis. Like she's gonna be laying in bed later this week. But what the fetch? Remember that my coworker said that? That was crazy.
No, it's funny. Literally later on that day, I think it was the same day. My like teenage coworkers were like, "Yo, one time Sean was talking about like free will to me, and it was like, what the fetch? It was the craziest stuff I've ever heard." And I was like, "This is strange. This is weird." I'm like, "It's not even me. It's me regurgitating stuff I've already heard. It's not me at all." Like,
I think I find it so funny that like, it for me it's mind blowing that like. You talk about the things you've like learned at school at work, because for me it's like hey Zach, how's it going? How's your classes? I'm like, good, it's fine.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's how it is most of the time. But sometimes I let stuff slip.
No, I never do, Sean. If you don't talk to anybody, there can't be any conversations.
Man.
No, me and my coworker that I have right now. Because, they change all the time. It's great. But we get along very well. It's good. Good stuff. One of my coworkers, he just has no chill at all.
Okay.
And it's incredible. We'll be driving, he'll make some sort of bad joke or something. I'm like okay, that was kind of funny still though, right? And then and then he'll say something even worse, we were driving on Friday, and I can't remember what he said, but he was something I was like, that's hilarious, but that is so bad at the same time. I'm like, surely there's nothing worse that he can say tonight, right? The next thing that came out of his mouth somehow topped it. I was blown away. I had no idea how to react. I'm like, do I laugh? And I shouldn't laugh. That's horrible. But at the same time... That's basically how every night goes for me now. It's just, let's see what Zach, he comes up with.
Is this young man corrupting you?
Oh,
I will beat him with these plastic drumsticks I'm holding.
No. See, I actually corrupted him this whole time through the collective unconscious. Just him being around me slowly corrupted him. So,
dude, that's what I do to everybody.
Hey, great minds think alike. Let's go.
Oh man, we're diving deep.
What a start to this semester.
This is semester 8. Think about that.
Holy fetch.
We are going on 4 years.
4 years. The funny thing is, the first time that came to mind was 2 as well. I was like, that's not right. That's not how math works.
That's not how math works at all. I wish it was 2. Remember us when we were going on 2 years of this? Semester 4.
Dude,
remember us?
I remember being surprised when there was a semester 2. Okay?
It's nothing short of a miracle that this show is continuing. And you know what else is another crazy miracle? This is crazy. I told you this already, but for the people at home, I'll go ahead and plug myself. Why not? I started another podcast.
Oh yeah, Sean hates me. I'm not good enough for him anymore, and he's just he's waiting for me just to say I don't want to do this anymore. That way he doesn't have to come here. So
I am glad you picked up on that.
It's fine. I didn't want to do a podcast anyways.
I'm telling you this partially because you deserve to know as well. Because I don't know, you like music. Sometimes, and that's what this podcast is about.
I like music, but I don't know why I like music or what music I like. So there's that.
then this podcast will be great because it's just my mind mixed with someone who actually like knows stuff about music.
Wait, so you're saying I might get answers?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we'll just meander around a lot.
Of course, of course.
So anyways, it's called A Cursory Glance at the Momentum of the Heart. It's on Spotify.
Holy fetch, that's a title.
I know, we worked on it.
I'm sorry. A cursory glance of the...
At the momentum of the heart.
A cursory glance at the momentum of the heart. Okay, here we go. This episode is brought to you by...
wait. You're gonna like... And now a word from our sponsor. Do you ever find yourself just feeling a little lost in life?
All the time.
Not sure of what direction to turn or who to talk to? Well, we're not here to help you with that. But what we can do is talk about some random music stuff.
I like music.
So come on over to A Cursory Glance at the Momentum of the Heart on Spotify. Also find us at anchor.fm/bean-deep done.
You sounded really confident with that.
Wait. Oh, no, it actually... Okay, so here's the story, okay? I'll send you the link to it. I think it's real. anchor.fm/bean-deep done. Okay. I don't know. Put that in your search bar. Basically, so the website I used to upload it to Spotify was Anchor, and it let me choose a URL to link us to that. And I was like, before it just said Sean-Deepavine, which, whatever. I was like, but that's not, because that's only half the podcast. So I was like, how do I combine the names Ben Macedoni with Sean Deepavine? And so what we got is Bean-Deep Done.
All right.
Did it work? Did you look it up?
Dude, you have 2 episodes already.
That's right, man. And they're 45 minutes.
Yeah,
so
I can't help but notice that you like your other co-host twice as much as you like me, because the runtime is double the length.
Except for we've been approaching like 40-minute episodes these days, so...
Well, but we never talk about anything in 40 minutes. That's the thing.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. This is the whole reason I brought this up. I forgot. Amidst all the plugging it, I forgot. This is the entire reason I brought this up. So my mom listened to it already, right? Of course.
Yeah.
And she's my biggest fan, of course. My mom.
Well, I'm right here.
And she said to me, and I quote, "I listened to your new podcast, and I actually have to think while I listen to this one."
Yes.
And I was like, wow, that's beautiful,
I am both deeply offended and at the same time deeply intrigued.
What's to be offended by, man? Come on.
I don't know. I mean, I've never cared about the viewers, so I really shouldn't.
I think all that says is that we accomplished our goal. You know what I mean? Like
consistency, man.
That's what I'm saying.
So, I'm gonna just end the episode here so I can go listen to your thing now.
It's not that good. It's not worth it. So.
Us when we say anything we've created.
True. I have to get out of that mindset for this. Like, literally in like the first 5 minutes of the first episode, I almost burp. And I say this in the episode. I go, I pause and I go, I almost burped, but this feels like a more quality kind of podcast. So I kept it in. I've been trying to
I think what's even more impressive is that you're actually on Spotify.
Yeah, right? My boy Ben, he's got like a real music studio. He's a real musician. He does real stuff, and all of his stuff is so quality. And it's such like a steeply dark contrast to everything that I make, and so I didn't want to drag him down too much.
Okay, Sean, this is gonna be a very rare occasion. I don't want it to go to your head,
Okay.
but I actually still listen to the songs you've sent me.
Oh, stop.
So, especially the first one. I love that song. Yes.
But it's, well, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Oh, I
probably,
that wasn't actually the truth or anything. I was just saying it's not.
in that regard, you probably are actually my biggest fan. I don't think anybody else cares about any of the music I write that much, except for you. Zach, are you leaving? What's that?
Oh, I was just walking around. I was sorry. I got a little
taking
hyped.
Taking a victory lap. Let's give a little drum beat for this. Let's go. Let's go. Okay.
My cat's really concerned and she's meowing at me now. She was like, "What the fetch was that?" It's fine.
Calm down. Calm down. Did I have anywhere I was going? No. I'm just done talking now. Like, that's it.
That is spicy like an episode. Oh, I'm still talking. I didn't have anything to say, but words were still coming out. It's kind of
talking about the quality. Talking about the quality. That's right. No, it's because it's one thing. You know, I derp around with my free software in my basement, which is where I live, anyways. You know, and I play guitar, and I feel pretty solid about how I play guitar. But it's crazy. So he's put out 3 albums, 2 that he actually cares about, and one most recently was just back in November. But like he did something like 42 songs in progress.
Oh,
like and that's songs he's writing personally and collaborations with other people.
How did you keep track of 42 songs?
He showed me a spreadsheet and was asking me like my opinion on like how to release different things and like time frames and stuff, and I was like, how do you even like I was like, and it's dumbfounding too, because he talks the same way about that as we do about the stuff we make.
No way.
Like he's like always so like he's just like, yeah, I just want it to be, I just got better stuff coming, so I just don't care about it that much. And he's just like, yeah, and I make stupid stuff all the time. And I'm like, you don't make stupid stuff. You make like you made albums and like you're putting your heart in so many of these things. And just because you made it like a couple years ago and now you don't like it now, like it's still so crazy. Like, how could you?
I mean, especially that like it's actually like being released in like a serious manner. That's what's even crazier.
He's got under his artist name Ocean Marino, if you want to follow him. He's got like his own Instagram account for himself as an artist. Like he's got it up on Spotify and SoundCloud and all the things. Like he's serious about how he releases it. He doesn't necessarily care about getting famous in any kind of way, but he does treat it with like a certain level of respect and like that we don't, and like quality assurance that we just don't. We don't at all.
I mean, my cat's meowing in the background this episode. If that doesn't say anything, I don't know what does.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I have no idea how else to frame this.
I love that your drums are just like our transition points now. It's like from one topic to the next. Like, all right, we're done talking, drums. Done talking, drums. Fetch. Okay, all right. So here's what we're gonna do, Sean. I'm gonna start saying something.
Okay.
And then randomly, you're gonna play the drums, and then I'm gonna have to switch topics on a dime every time.
Okay, that sounds perfect. Go ahead.
It's gonna be absolutely terrible. All right, Sean. I have something very important to tell you, and that is okay. So yesterday there was actually this thing that happened. I woke up in the morning. It was kind of crazy, and I don't know why that's the first thing that came to my mind, but this is what actually wait, something actually did happen yesterday. Fetch! So, did you guys see the snow outside earlier? It was kind of crazy. It was crazy because I woke up this morning and it was not snowing, and I went to school. It was raining. Got back, and so yes, remember those anime cards that Anna gave you? It was kind of incredible. I still have them. They're on my desk right next to me. Oh god! But so me and Jacob were playing Super Smash Brothers yesterday. Totally owned them, by the way, and yeah, it was pretty great. I was playing Byleth, and I was playing Lucina, and I played. Cat! Cat, what are you doing? Cat! Okay, sorry, Cat, I didn't mean to scare you. You're adorable. You're adorable. Okay, I'm done with this. I don't know what to talk about anymore. I'm stressing. That was so stressful. Holy fish.
That was pretty good.
My anxiety went through the roof there.
I was impressed with how much you kept going and switching up the topics.
Literally, it was just like looking at my room, like, what can I talk about? What is here next to me? What did I do yesterday?
Dude, what a vibe, honestly.
So, speaking of just like creating things and like you have your new podcast, we talked about how that guy somehow your friend keeps track of 42 different fetching songs at the same time.
Yeah.
I recently have come back to a project that I was not happy with. Haven't done anything with it for like probably 4 months or more. Like I got to a point where it's like nothing was I was happy with. And freaking yesterday, I had an epiphany. And now I know what to do with the story I'm writing. But it's also changing everything. So
yeah.
So here I am, rewriting the first chapter, and it's going. But I'm excited. I'm excited finally.
Are you gonna share with us on the show what this is about, or are you gonna just leave us in the dark, just like the screen is right now?
Sean, what do you mean? The screen's always on. The camera's on.
Oh,
it's
true.
looking at me right
That's
now.
True.
What the fuck?
Big smiles.
What are you talking about? And yeah, basically. No, I can't talk about it. I don't have enough foundations for it.
That's fine.
That's the problem, because I feel like once I say what it's about, then I'm committed to that, and I don't want to be committed to that. So
who's gonna be the one like being the authority on that? Like I'm gonna come down on you and be like, hey,
no, I'll be like, I said that. It's out there. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. Basically, it's a dark fantasy world. You actually read the first chapter of the previous version.
I was wondering if it was that one that I was thinking of. Like she's getting chased by the town and whatnot.
I think, that's not happening anymore. It's gone. Cut.
Okay.
Gone.
Cool. I didn't spoil anything.
Yeah, no. For the people, very dark world. Basically, something was always missing. I had, like, I don't know what it was, but I could not world build this world, like, past what I had. Like, nothing I came up with I liked. But I finally done it. And that's great. And maybe one day I will finish it. But that actually brings what I actually wanted to talk about is
what a vibe.
Last year we had an episode, I'm pretty sure, I hope it was in Spice Nuggets. If not, it was a conversation. But we talked about New Year's resolutions for last year. We did. Okay. Because I specifically remember telling you that my New Year's resolution from last year was to finish a story.
Oh,
whether it was a short story, a book, just something. Has not happened. Absolutely failed that tremendously.
It helps. I forgot this even happened. So, you know.
Yes, perfect. I should never have brought it back up. Things were going so well. I just didn't know. No, but yeah. And the problem is, I have like 20 different stories started, and it's just like I have to be in a specific mood to work on a specific one, and I get like a paragraph done. I'm like, all right, I've done it. I got my thought out, and now I'll work on you another 2 months. So I don't know how someone could consistently pump out music and like have 40 different projects at the same time and like
it's interesting
deadlines.
It's interesting you saying this because number 2, the episode 2 of A Cursor Glance at the Moments of the Heart. Go ahead and check it out on Spotify. Episode 2 of that, we talked about motivation in the creative process.
Oh, interesting.
especially I was very interested to hear it from him, but instead what ended up happening was me talking way too much because I think he was interested in hearing why the heck we make what we make. Like what could like literally he couldn't ask the question, but the question was why do you make the dumb things you do? That like he tried to, and you could kind of hear it in the episode. And I finished the question for him because he's not able to do it.
Hmm.
Um, I think he feels like he's gonna offend me or something, which is hilarious. Um, but he said something almost exactly like what you just said. He was like, I have this many songs that literally all I need to do is record vocals on, and I just never want to do it.
Mm.
Right? Um, and so we talked a little about like intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation, and that's kind of where I stole the whole freaking show like a freaking idiot. And and I
Very.
just like I talked about like, everything we make is pretty much intrinsically motivated. We're not really doing this for anyone else except for
Yeah.
ourselves, right? Um, but today I had a thought at work because most of the time I really don't value extrinsic motivation. And I think that's been a shortcoming in a lot of ways.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, because exactly what you're like talking about in like you're like I don't want to say what this is about because then it becomes real and I've put it into the world and people like maybe expectations will be built. That's extrinsic motivation talking. And a lot of times extrinsic motivation is the motivation that gets something done.
Yeah, I feel like that's especially like I know. I'm still in school, so I'm school example. Like homework is completely external, right? Like there is
Yeah.
no intrinsic motivation with that, but I always get it done. Whereas like things that like I just want to do, I like rarely finish. So that's interesting.
Yeah. I wonder because my issue still is, and I'm really spitballing here because I haven't thought about this at all. But like because extrinsic motivation leaves such a bad taste in my mouth most of the time because it is associated with grades or it's associated with earning a wage or it's
Right,
associated with
right.
gaining popularity, things that I value less than like my own personal time, my own personal feelings, like a lot of things like that, just having fun with my friends. um, so I wonder if there's a way or what the way would be to find more value in extrinsic motivation that lets you maybe instead of it being about money it becomes about something else that's still I'm losing my mind with that word outwardly
Extrinsic.
motivated.
So it's funny. Like my first thought is that extrinsic motivation doesn't necessarily have to be some like um crazy like looming deadline or something like that or money or something like that because like I feel like when it comes to something creative it could be something as simple as saying like maybe you have a writing group or you have
Mm.
some like minor deadline where it's like I have to have at least some sort of um uh oh, sorry, my cat is like screaming.
Yeah, I can hear
I'm like, what's
like
happening?
whoa.
I think she wants out. But I think what I'm trying to say is I think it can be something that's small, like a small deadline where it's just like maybe it's just like you're only gonna be showing this to your friends or family, but they expect you to have it done or something. So maybe
Hmm.
something like a minor deadline could help with something like that. I don't know, but
Yeah, no, that's interesting because again, going back to my friend Ben, like that's kind of what he said. Like he's like, what ends up doing happening is I set a deadline for myself and maybe like post it on like the Ocean Marino Instagram. This song is coming out this day. Now there's that motivation to do it, but he has to set something like that, some
yeah,
extrinsic thing. Um, or he says he likes collabing and hates collabing. It's kind of the mixed feelings, which I can understand, I suppose. But he's like part of the reason he likes collabing with different people is now there's motivation to finish that song. You
right.
know. Um, so yeah, just like the very and I hate it. I hate that we're saying this. I hate that we're saying like involve other people because I hate doing that. Like I just hate it.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Yep.
want to. But it like not only do I just like not want to bother other people, but I like such a strong part of me just doesn't want other people to be involved in my crap. You know, like
Yeah.
and I yeah, and I don't want them to feel like I'm failing and they somehow know about it or something like that. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh,
I definitely have this thing where it's like, um, I feel like if something is like if I am not like at least 98% okay with something, like nobody's seeing it. Like,
yeah.
um, I feel like that's probably something I definitely need to go like get over, but
Mm.
it's tough. It's a tough thing. Tough thing.
The only way to get over it is to show people things that you're
I
not so proud
duh. Ooh,
of.
ooh. There's
Yeah.
some embarrassment right there.
Yeah, right? Like it's the freaking anytime people outside of the normal circle hear about Pyramid Planet. It's like there's a little bit of
Yes.
like
Yeah.
uh this isn't your thing. Like you don't need to worry about this. Like please don't pay attention. We're just being dumb. Let us do our thing. You can continue to do your thing. You know what I mean? Like
The worst part about that is I even had that with my own family. I'm like, nah, you guys, this is my thing. You guys, you don't need to know
no,
about this. It's fine.
yeah, exactly. It's and and I think it's okay to feel that way. You know what I mean? Like it's not a bad thing to like be like, okay, well, this I do this with my friends, and that's okay, and I do other things with my family, and that's okay. Um, but it's the intermingling of worlds that makes me so uncomfortable
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's when like
Uh,
your like the passion that you have like you has to be intermingled with like that other world in order to progress, right? It's when you have to
yeah.
like go out of that comfort zone and be like, okay, well, here's this thing. Be nice.
Yeah, yeah, no, totally, yeah. Well, and like what you say, what I usually say in that such situations is like, oh, feel free to criticize it. You know, I want to have feedback and stuff like that.
Right.
But like, there's always that little piece of you deep down that's just like, oh, please don't say anything mean.
It's like, what if they hate it? What if I just ruined their day with this
I
garbage?
know. Like I'm wasting their time. It's a waste of my time already, but at least I like feel good about the waste of time. Like I don't want to waste their time and have them hate
Yeah.
it. Like that
See, that's
sucks.
actually one of the biggest things for me is like the reason I don't send a lot of my stuff that I work on is because like I don't want to make something like have to force them to like sit down and read something I wrote and then like actually
Yeah.
think about it and give me feedback. Like I feel like that's like they're busy. They have their own lives. Like they don't want to do that. I don't want to make them do that. Um,
I wonder,
it's interesting.
because in a lot of ways, you are one of the people that I have used to break out of my comfort zone with that. Like sharing music, you're one of the few people who receives any of it, you know?
And
Like it's,
actually, well, how do you feel when you send those to me? I'm curious. Like,
dude, that's a great question. You know, especially like the first few, I do like I was nervous. I definitely was, and I can't remember if I said it in like text when I sent it to you, but I'm like 1,000% sure I've sent it to other people since then. But like I'll often be like, listen to this in your own time. Like there's no rush with this. Don't feel bad if you forget about it. Like I like don't make this important. Like there's like
right,
this
right.
huge thing within me that's like, don't make this important at all. Like it's just whatever. It doesn't matter because it's just something I made. It doesn't matter. Um, and so like it's exactly what we're talking about. It's just like I don't want to impose. I don't want to like rock your boat in any way. Like I just like hopefully you like this and
Yeah.
if that's like that would be enough and then you can just forget about it and that's fine. Like
See,
I don't know.
I feel like whenever I share something, like I also like it's like here's all these disclaimers, right? It's not a big deal, but at the
Right.
same
Yeah.
time, it's a it. I feel like a lot of time it is a big deal to you because you're like, this is
Yeah.
what I've been working on. So like, I hope they like actually like really go into it and like give me the feedback I'm looking for, right? Or like at least like it.
Right.
So like at the same time, like it's not a big deal, but it kind of is a big deal. So like, please. um,
And there's this weird zone I've noticed it as well. Like when I've shared songs or even spicy nugs with like my family and stuff. sometimes they come and try to talk to me about it, and I just like
Mm.
shut down. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yes.
like I'm
Yes.
just like, please don't talk to me about this. Like, I don't want it to be a real thing in anyone's
Oh
life.
my
Like,
gosh. No, so for Christmas we all went up to my sister's place and my parents flew down from where they're living. Um and it's like it was like the whole family was together. And I am so grateful. Spicy Nuggs was never mentioned a single time. Cause that's the first time I've seen them in person since they like seen the trailer and everything. They had never said a
right.
word about it, and it was bliss. I will say though, it's interesting to hear your side of the like when you're sending it to me, like your perspective on sending your work to me, because
Yeah.
every time I get a text like, "Hey, this is what I've been working on," I am so excited. Like when
Aw.
I hate when I'm at work and I have like 3 hours left before I can like go home and listen to this work and like actually pay attention to it because I'm like, "Fetch, Sean sent me something. I have to go listen to it."
Oh.
And
Oh,
like,
you're too kind, man.
I feel like I end up listening to your stuff always at like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. Because that's just like
Yeah.
when I'm off work, I've had dinner, or like a shower or something like that. Like I'm in bed, and man, that's the time to listen to things. Let me tell you, it's a good time.
True. True. No, I feel you. No, yeah, it's this weird it's this weird zone of just being like, I don't want to impose on anyone, but at the same time, this is something that excites me. And when
Right.
you're excited by something, you want to share it with people. Um,
It's like when you get to talk to someone about a passion you have, like you find out they have the same passion as you, and you're like, oh my gosh, like we can actually you can dive into that, and it's super exciting, and like you
yeah,
want
but
that kind of experience, but it's like I don't know, will they like
yeah.
it?
What if it's not that kind of experience? What if it's just oh, it's good, and then
Yeah,
you're like,
like
oh, like okay, it's good. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. Thank you. Like that almost feels worse somehow than if they were like, it was horrible for this reason, this reason, this reason. Because at least that shows that they listened. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it
yeah.
shows that they put in the amount of effort to care. Whereas like just like oh yeah, that's fine. Like that's like oh, okay. I
See, I
guess
feel
it
like
was
this is
fine.
very much a me thing, but like whenever I get like whenever you send me something like I'm the receiver, I almost feel like I have a responsibility and a pressure
Dude,
to like
yes.
go into it and be like, no, they sent me this, like, and I know how like horrible that can be to like take that step sometimes. So like I'm giving them like my full attention. I will listen to
Dude,
this multiple times if I have to. So I felt
heck
so
yes,
bad.
man.
I felt so bad when I texted you about your final that one time. Like after you sent it to me, I'm like I don't even know what to think about. Like this, that was crazy. And then I fell asleep because I fell asleep while thinking about it, dude. Dude, when you brought that up, I was devastated inside. I was like just laughing off. It's
Oh man. And
fine.
like, well, the thing is, I'm like, don't worry about it. Like, just don't. Like, it's weird because like I want them to engage and I want them to talk, but at the same time, if they do, then I'm like, oh man, I don't want like they don't need to think about this. I don't want them to think about this. They've got other crap going on. Why do they need to worry about my junk? Like, it's such a it's a paradox that like you're
Yeah.
just like, stuck in this spiral of like not being able to share things. I guess.
It sounds like you kind of have that same thing with me, where like you feel like there's like a responsibility there.
Dude, a
And
million
I'm
percent.
so glad somebody else gets that because I'm like, no, this is what's important right now.
Yeah, no, like it's immediately like, okay, well, how can I give this real feedback? Like I don't want to say it was just good because that sucks. That sucks. Like I need to really think this out. I need to and honestly, that's how like I I I try so hard, but like most of the time, it's still just like if someone shared something with me, it just kind of ends up most of the time being like, okay, thanks, and then it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Like, how much
See,
do they care on their end? They probably do, but it's like it's hard to engage a lot of times. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. So Sean, thanks for giving me some actual feedback on my things. I really appreciate it, and I'll
Hey,
be saying
thanks to you.
it's cool for all the rest of the things you send to me.
I think the best. Corbin and I were talking about something very similar to this, where we were talking about like sharing our videos and then people being like, "Oh, you must have had a lot of fun making that." You know, like it's not a really a
Yeah,
compliment.
yeah.
It's like, "Oh shoot!" And so then one time, one time Corby, I think it was that same day, he was over at my house and I showed him like I can't remember what song. I showed him that and he sat through and listened to it and then he just went, "You must have had a lot of fun making that."
Oh no!
And I was like, "Oh!" And I laughed. But inside, a little bit, I was like, "Oh no!" But then it's Corby. So it's fine.
Remind me to start every response from now on with that line.
It's so douchey, but it's so funny too.
Well, Sean, I have something very important to tell you.
Okay.
And the audience. No, I have successfully held Sean hostage here for almost 43 minutes. So therefore, I am now approaching being the favorite co-host once again. Thank you everyone, thank you. I'm hyped, I'm thrilled about this. It feels good to be back on top.
Oh, man. I mean, one episode, he has two. I don't want to bring it up, but like...
It's a work in progress, okay? You will love me, I swear it. By the end of this semester, I will be number one. Thank you all so much for watching! I'm still Zach.
I'm still Sean.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Speaking, everybody loves to speaking, everybody loves to speak.
Just the panic attack. I know, Sean, I know it's been a little bit since we've recorded the Spicy Nuggs, but like, I know you're not in school anymore, so things might be a little bit different.
Wait. Actually, yeah, no, this is perfect. Wait.
Waiting? Wait for...
Okay. Let me think. Hey, Zach.
Yeah, hi.
So, I recently got a Polish sound test machine.
Huh? I'm sorry,
And
what
I
is a
also
sound
got-
test machine?
It's a Polish sound test machine.
Yeah,
and
specifically.
I got a check 1 2. A check 1 2.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's hear it, Sean. Go ham. Oh yeah.
I missed.
I was like, what the fetch do you mean by a Polish sound machine and a check one? And they're like, oh. Yeah, how you liking it? How's it coming along? How's annoying the whole neighborhood?
No, the neighborhood can't hear it. It is quite quiet, actually, despite what you might be hearing. Is that like blaringly loud?
No, it's actually like it sounds fairly good.
Oh,
like,
thank heavens.
surprising.
It's like behind the mic, so I don't know. Anyways,
Oh.
yeah, I figured we'd start this semester off strong. You know what I mean? Just real
yeah.
strong.
Now, just imagine if I didn't fix the volume before you did that. Wow, I actually would have gone deaf.
You would have died. Yeah, that's true. That's actually true.
This episode of Spice Nuggets would never have happened. So thank you for not doing that earlier.
Oh, speaking of that.